The Chicago Bulls have agreed to sign forward Patrick Williams to a 5-year, $90 million extension. So let's talk about if this is a good move or not. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA. Here to talk about the Chicago Bulls and here to talk about their latest move in regards to Patrick Williams. So if you guys are a Bulls fan, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It does help me out a lot when you do so. So let's get right into it, people. So 5 years, $90 million for P. Will, aka Patrick Williams. Is it a good deal or not? And I'll start with this. It's a good deal in a vacuum. What I mean by that is if you look at his age, he's 22 years old, going to be turning 23 by the start of the season. He's a guy who is coveted in terms of his skill set that he could potentially also possess, as well as his size and frame and length. We're talking about a guy who's, a prototypical 3-and-D wing in the NBA, right? And those guys are coveted. He's 6'8", so long, lanky. You get my point here is the potential of who P. Will can be. That is something you want to bet on because he has got the size, the makeup, and the skill set to do so, to be that guy. So in a vacuum, it's a good deal because we're talking about $18 million a year, folks. Look, we're comparing this NBA salaries, all right? $18 million, I know it seems like a lot, but in a few years, that'll be like the mid-level exception. So this is not a max contract, and I think it's fair value for Patrick Williams. Now, the other side of this is I'm not the biggest P. Will fan. I've been very critical of him since the Bulls took him very high a couple of years ago, and I just don't think he has proven his draft worth at all. And I have two main issues with that. All right, let's start with the first one, which is where is the growth? He's been in the NBA for 4 seasons now and has essentially put up the same damn numbers. 10 points and about 4 rebounds. That's it. Every year, it's 9 points, 9 points, 10 points, 10 points. 4.5 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 3.9 rebounds. Like, that's it. He's the same player. No incremental increase, growth, no jump, nothing. All right? That's my first big issue with Patrick Williams is we have not seen the growth. And my second issue with Patrick Williams is he has not been that available. He's been a bit injury prone. 2 out of his 4 seasons has played less than 43 games. All right, or at least he played at least 43 games last season, and then 2 years ago missed a good chunk of that season and just played 17 games. So he's had 2 healthy seasons, which he's played 71 games and 82 games. So the availability hasn't been there. So those are my 2 main concerns with Patrick Williams. But at the end of the day, objectively speaking, and looking at this is the price you have to pay in the NBA today for guys who are not stars even, all right? And I compare a guy in Jaden McDaniels from the Minnesota Timberwolves, comparable numbers. You can go ahead and look at them. Very comparable numbers. And he got a 5-year, I believe, $136 million deal, about $27 million a year. Now, I think he's a better defensive player than Patrick Williams is, but similar players overall. And the one good thing about Patrick Williams, man, is I talked about that 3-and-D skill set. I mean, his three-point percentage has been very solid. Last year shot 40%. The year before that shot 41% from 3. Year before that, or I should say his rookie season shot 39% because the second year he was basically hurt for the entire season almost. So he is a career 41% three-point shooter, which is very solid. Now, he doesn't take a lot of threes. I think he takes like 1.5 threes a game. So I hope that goes up. But he's a 40% three-point shooter. And he's a very solid defender, though certainly I wouldn't say elite yet. So overall, I will say I'm fine with this move. More so because he's young. You want to bank on the upside. And you didn't really completely overpay. So that's where I'm at with this. And I thought it was funny. I saw this on Twitter the other day, and I wish I could pull up the tweet here because I want to give credit. But it seems like Arturas Karnisovas is the worst general manager in basketball, except when it comes to being able to give good contracts to young players. Remember Kobe White last year? He got a very, very reasonable extension, and then he completely balled out, and now his deal is looking like a bargain. Right? So again, maybe that is what happens with Patrick Williams here. But overall, I'm okay with it. Let's start this youth movement. And the other thing to talk about with P. Will is with the veterans hopefully getting shipped out here very soon, Patrick Williams is going to have an ample amount of opportunity to prove himself. All right. I want him on the floor for 30 to 35 minutes a game. Last year, he played 27 minutes a game, and I think the most he's played in a season that he's averaged is 28 minutes a game. That needs to go up. We got to see what he's all about, man. Like, I need to see him on the floor for 30, 35 minutes, and there's no reason Patrick Williams at this point next season with more shots, with, another year growth, shouldn't be averaging like 15 points and at least 6 rebounds. There's no reason it shouldn't happen. 15 and 7, 15 and 6, like that is very doable for him. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at with this deal for the Chicago Bulls. 5 years, $90 million. I'm solid. I'm good with it. Let me know what you guys think about this deal for Patrick Williams. Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks.